The death of John the Baptist was not a random act of cruelty, it was the result of a tangled web of pride, politics, resentment, and manipulation. But history and early tradition help us understand the deeper tragedy that unfolded around Herod's palace. John the Baptist was fearless. Her anger simmered, growing into a deadly grudge. Herod, however, was conflicted. He feared John, he respected John, he believed John was a righteous and holy man. He often listened to John, even though John's words troubled him. Herodias wanted John dead. Herod wanted to keep him alive. Herod hosted a lavish birthday banquet for high-ranking officials, military commanders, influential leaders of Galilee. The atmosphere was filled with pride, drinking, and political showmanship. Herodias' daughter, traditionally known as Salome, performed a dance that delighted Herod and his guests. Salome, unsure what to request, went to her mother. When Salome returned and made the horrifying request, Herod was devastated. He did not want to kill John. He knew John was innocent. He feared the people who revered John as a prophet. Bound by his own foolish oath and his pride, Herod ordered John's execution. John was killed in prison, and his head was brought on a platter to Salome, who delivered it to her mother. Hérode Antipater lost after John's death. Herod's life spiraled downward. He suffered military defeat at the hands of King Aretas, his former father-in-law, who sought revenge for Herod divorcing his daughter. Later, Herod's own nephew accused him of plotting against Rome. Emperor Caligula banished Herod to Gaul, and eventually to Spain, where he died in obscurity. The man who once ruled Galilee ended his life in exile, stripped of power and honor. Herodias' hatred of John drove her to orchestrate his death. But her triumph was short-lived. She insisted on accompanying Herod into exile, leaving behind her wealth, status, and influence. She lived out her days in poverty and humiliation far from the palace life she once controlled. Her revenge cost her everything. The Bible does not tell us what happened to Herodias' daughter, but early tradition paints a haunting picture. She reportedly died young while crossing a frozen river. She fell through the ice. Her body was trapped and crushed by the sharp sheets of ice. Her death was seen by some early writers as a grim irony, echoing the platter she once carried. Herod's tragedy was not simply that he killed a prophet. It was that he knew John was righteous and still chose pride over truth. His dilemma was fourfold: fear of John, fear of the people, guilt over his own actions, fear of embarrassment in front of his guests. In the end, Herod's desire to appear powerful made him weak. His desire to impress others destroyed him. John the Baptist died because he stood for truth. Herod, Herodias, and Salome fell because they stood for pride, revenge, and appearances. John's voice was silenced, but his message lived on. Herod's power was loud, but it crumbled into nothing. This story remains a powerful reminder that truth is costly, pride is destructive, revenge consumes the one who holds it, and God's justice, though sometimes slow, is sure.